Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our Streamlining Communications with Consolidate email session. Thanks, everyone, for joining today. We hope you find it valuable. Today, we and Sean will be taking you through one of our brand new functionalities called Consolidate Emails. That can be made available on your platform straight after today's session if you'd like. The Q&A box is open. Please submit them throughout the session, and we'll get them covered up at the end. We will also be recording this session, and it will be available on our on-demand webpage if anyone needs to drop out early, and also if you want to share it with any of your colleagues that can't make it today. So Sean's going to I'll pass it to Sean now. He's going to take you through our agenda, and then we'll jump right in.
Thank you very much, Jack. Thank you, everyone. Today we will be going through an introduction to consolidated emails. This is where we will explain what they are for. Then we're going to give you some examples of consolidated emails that you could set up within your platform. These are focused on delegate and course-based emails. And finally, we will then talk you through the steps for setting up consolidated email templates and then including them within your workflows. We will then go through any of the questions that you guys submit throughout the session. So quick introductions from us before we jump in. Hi guys, I'm Sean Poole. I'm one of the customer support advisors here at accessplanit. You may know me.
And I'm Jack. I'm one of the customer success managers here, focusing on the optimization.
And collectively, we have 7 years experience, is it?
7 years, yeah.
7 years, that's a long time. I notice I'm wearing the same jumper as in the photo there. Isn't that great? I did not plan that at all.
Perfect. So, yeah, we'll jump straight in.
Nice one. So, for those of you who are not aware, consolidated emails are generated when a recipient was due to receive more than one email for the same workflow action. Now, instead of receiving multiple emails, they can instead receive a single consolidated email. This means that you can communicate more efficiently with your customers and with the team. When a customer books several delegates onto one of your courses, without consolidated emails, they would receive a course confirmation email for each individual delegate that they booked. And the same goes for all the follow-up emails as well. So your joining instructions, your course reminders, your venue updates, your completion certificates. It's a lot of emails. If your customer booked 5 or more delegates onto the course, that is a lot of emails filling up their inbox for each update that takes place. So this is where the new consolidated email options in your accessplanit platform comes in handy. So yeah, when the same email is generated for multiple delegates and all of the resulting emails, they're going to the same recipient email address, these emails can now be consolidated into one. This means that if your customer will conveniently, so I'll start that bit again, sorry. This means that your customer will conveniently receive a single email containing details of multiple delegates. So without consolidation, emails that are sent from workflows send one email each time. That happens each time the criteria of the workflow or the rules are met. For example, let's look at delegate-based workflows. So we've got the criteria delegate status is incompleted. That'll send an email to the booking user with the delegate certificates attached. Now, this would generate an individual email each time a delegate had their status changed to completed. And it would mean that if a booking user had booked 3 delegates, they would all complete the same course. They would receive 3 separate emails, one for each delegate, each with their respective certificate attached. Now, this leads to quite a lot of email clutter, and it doesn't provide the best experience for the booking user. Now, this experience gets trickier the more delegates your booking users are booking, particularly when the booking user is the key contact for a company and they're set up to receive all the communications. As we said previously, for a booking of 10 delegates, you would receive 10 course confirmation emails, 10 joining instructions, 10 course reminder emails, 10 thank you for attending emails, 10 certificate emails, you can see where this is going, 10 course evaluation emails, and so forth, just to name a few. So with consolidated emails, you can now set up your workflow emails to consolidate and update about all of those delegates into a single email. This means that if 4 delegates booked by the same booking user are all assigned the status of completed within a couple of minutes of one another, give or take, only one email is sent to the booking user, and it will contain the details of all 4 delegates with a link to their certificate. This provides your customer with a single source of information a much tidier inbox, and a better user experience. You can also do the same with course emails, such as courses running today, and invoice emails, such as overdue invoices. So I'll hand over to Jack now to talk you through some more examples of consolidated emails.
So we're going to go through 3 different ideas today, 3 different options that you've got really. These are just ideas of what you could do it with. It's give you a bit of inspiration, but as mentioned before, the options are so widespread that these are just a few ideas that we're kind of seeing the most from. So the first one is a course confirmation email. So this is going to send a confirmation email to a booking user when they've completed the course booking. So you can see in this consolidated email that Adora is the booking user, and they've booked on Anthony, Estelle, and Marta for a first aid at work course. So the email's been set up to list each of these delegates, and Adora has booked onto the course and includes their first name, their last name, and the status that delegate is in within the brackets. Previously, before this update, Adora would have received an email for each of the individual delegates. So every single one will get an email, whereas now, as Sean said, it's that single reference point. A tidier inbox makes it much easier for searching, filtering, filing all your emails. It's all within the one email. We'll just have a look at the full email. So this is what it will look like when expanded. So you can see we've got the confirmation of what course it is, what date it is, and then we've got that lovely list of the booking users here.
Also, the status as well, other information you can include. It's great.
Yeah, any merge fields can be put into this. And then, as we mentioned here, we've got the course information. So just one tidier email. This is I think this will be a really popular option. So we're hearing this sort of functionality is what we're looking at. So next one, we've got a post-course survey email. So this is going to send out to a booking user when all the delegates that they've booked have been assigned the status completed. So this consolidated email is going to show you all the delegates' names and then the survey link. And this one, instead of using the list, we've listed all the delegate names, but we've put it in a table. So it's just adding a bit more structure to the content. There's different ways of doing it, and we're showing you all the different ways here. But hopefully you can see when we expand this email what this looks like. So again, we've just got more of the information at the top. We've got Adora's name as the booking user. We've got what course it was, a bit of information of what this email is about, and then we've got that consolidation right here in this table. Previously, as we keep on mentioning, each one would have been a separate email before, whereas here in this table now, we formatted it. This is how it's going to work. And we've looked at bookers and booking users mainly. This example, we're looking at trainers. So if your trainers are teaching multiple courses within a day, they're potentially teaching more than one course, you can send out an email at the start of the day, which tells them what course they're teaching, what room it's in, how many delegates are on there. So you can see that in this example we've got on the screen, it puts it into a paragraph with a new blank line displaying the details of the next course. This is a really nice email and a bit different from that booking user email that we've just been talking about. And then if we just have a look what that email looks like again, we'll just expand it. So you've got the consolidation here in the middle, and then you've got your Simone here is your trainer. We can see that Simone's teaching these 2 courses today. And then it sends on one email now as opposed to individual emails. You could, of course, use the same approach to summarize courses running today. So with emails go into your key contact menus, course admins, or a head of training possibly. And you can also attach sign-in sheets to these emails. So if you have a reception team, you could ping this over to them every morning with those sign-in sheets attached. They know exactly who will be attending, what courses, what rooms they're in. It takes away some of that ambiguity of not knowing who's where, because this information can be up to date as of that morning. Especially if you have like a last-minute venue change, this will pull through everything as it is. So yeah, this is a nice different example from your booking user.
Well, thanks for that, Jack. Some brilliant examples in there. We're now going to move on to the process of actually putting together your consolidated emails. So if you're already sending out emails to your customers, your trainers, or even internally, and you want to start sending a consolidated version of each email, there are 3 steps to follow. So the first step, none of us like to do it, it's planning. There isn't too much to plan, but it's still worth taking time to do that, to plan what the emails are going to be. The second step is building the email template. And this is where we're going to define the content of the email that sends a consolidated version. Finally, we're going to end up with updating your workflow to have a single email version, as it does currently, and also a consolidated email version for when multiple multiple instances, multiple emails meet the same rules within a short space of time for the same recipient, of course. Now, as I said, there isn't too much to do when it comes to planning. You just need to choose which email you would like to consolidate, and then you would choose how you'd like to lay out your merge fields, the information that you're going to pull through to your consolidated version. So for this example, we'll be working with delegate-based classroom course reminders. Go back to slide, please. This is an email that goes to both delegates and the person who booked them on. The existing single version of this email displays the delegate's name at the top of the email. There is plenty of information about the course and where it is held, which is found here. And then we have the sign-off for the email. We look forward to seeing you. Many thanks. Now, currently, the booking user will receive this email for each and every delegate that they book on. So as we were saying before, that's quite a lot of clutter. It's not the tidiest of inboxes. To make the consolidated version of this email, we need to think about what they would like to see, what a booker would like to see from a single email that covers all the delegates they're going to be reminded about. When your platform recognizes that multiple emails have met the criteria to be consolidated, there will be a check on each merge field included in the email. So if the merge field content is the same in all of the emails that are going to be consolidated, then the merge field will only be displayed once. On the other hand, if the merge field content is different across the emails that are going to be consolidated, then that's going to be repeated for every unique value. So in this example email, we have the booker name, the course start date, the delegate name and status. We've got the course name again, the start date and end date, and the venue label. As the booking user, the course name and the course date are going to be the same for both delegates. So this information is only going to be displayed once, just the one time. Whereas the delegate names are different for both, as well as the information about the delegates, pulling through things like email addresses, statuses, that sort of thing. And we need to decide how we would like to lay out these details in our emails. In this example, the booker would receive the email with a list of the delegate names with a new line after each delegate name. In this example, the booker will receive the email with a table of the delegate details. And in this final example, the booker would receive a simple list of delegate names. See there. Once you've decided how you'd like your consolidated content to be displayed, you're ready to start the actual process of building the email templates. So if you're already using workflows, we recommend that you use the same standard email templates already in use as the basis of your consolidated templates. That way you can be sure that the same information is included regardless of whether or not the email is consolidated. So there are 3 steps that you need to take. You find your existing email template in the platform, we copy the content, and we create a new version with the same content, but make sure that it's clear that it's the consolidated version. So it's good to have the word consolidate in the label or the heading of the description of that template. So I'm going to run through that process with you now. So the first thing we're going to do is head to the administration options, where we're going to find the email templates data grid. We're going to scroll down and click that. Next, by searching the data grid or by applying filters, whichever you prefer, we're going to search here. We're going to find the existing email template, which is currently sending out to individual delegates. We're going to right click and edit from the context menu. We're going to take note of the module of this email template. It uses the delegates module. In the context of email templates, we'd usually be emphasizing that this affects what fields we have access to. But what's important here is that you use the same module for your consolidated and your single version. So next, we're going to scroll down to the body of the email. And what we're going to do is copy the entire contents. You can do this just by simply highlighting it all and right-click copy. But we do recommend that you, instead of doing that, go to the code view on the rich text options. That will let you copy all of the formatting, all of the images, all of the HTML, branding, what were. And you can do this just easily by switching to code view. So yeah, we're going to close that once we've got that on our clipboard. We're going to add a new email template, go to the body, and we're going to make sure to paste the HTML in code view, otherwise it's just a load of nonsense code. But yeah, switching back from code view, you get your new content there. We're going to give it a name, so we're going to call it the consolidated version. And we're also going to take note of the module. Again, as I say, it needs to be the delegate module. So yeah, we're going to give it a subject, and we're going to make sure to save this email template. So everything looks okay there. So we're going to save and close. Well, save without closing, apologies. So yeah, there we have our consolidated version. Now we've got our base email template created, we need to update it to be relevant for supporting multiple delegate details. And to do this, we need to take the following steps again. We need to update the content of the consolidated email template. We need to update the wording to be relevant to the recipient. For example, you have booked these delegates rather than you will be attending. So it's tailored towards the booker rather than the delegates. Then we're going to reformat the merge fields using the double @ symbol. It's like you're telling off a pet, and square brackets. We need double @ and square brackets. So I'll take you through these steps now. We're now going to edit the consolidated email templates to make the content suitable for consolidation. So yes, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to replace the recipient's name at the top of the email. So rather than the candidate forename, we're going to have the booker forename instead. So once that's done, we need to make sure that the new field has the same formatting as the surrounding text, otherwise it's going to look a little bit strange, just smaller. Then we're going to reword the content of the email so that it's suitable for booking users who are going to be receiving information about multiple delegates on the same courses. I'm just going to paste in some more information there. I don't suppose we could close the window, we're just getting a little bit of background noise. Just bear with us just 1 second. Thank you very much, Jack. Just moving on. Once that's done, we're going to add our double @ and square brackets. And this is where we're going to be putting our delegate information, including merge fields and any punctuation and additional text. This information is going to repeat for every delegate. So I'm going to add the delegate's first name, and I'm also going to add their last name. So yeah, when we preview this, first of all, be sure to make it the same as the surrounding text in terms of formatting. So when we preview this, we need to find an example of 2 delegates on the same course. And as if by magic, we're going to find Quinlan and Anthony, who are both on an Introduction to Mental Wellbeing course. And when we select OK, it previews it. And because we haven't put any line breaks or spaces between them, they're on the same line, and it doesn't look that great. So what we're going to do is add a line break at the very end of our square brackets and preview that again, selecting the same delegates, Quinlan and Anthony. You will now see, after adding that line break, they're both on different lines. So it looks a lot tidier before. Looks a lot tidier than before, I should say. Now, as this is a pre-course survey email, we need to make sure that each of the delegates have their own link to complete the survey. So we're going to get this from the quick links option. And we're also going to rename the link so that it has a more user-friendly label, but that's after changing the formatting. So yeah, what we're going to do is underline it because that is good practice for accessibility. But yeah, we're going to change it to complete the survey. So you may have spotted that changing the link there, it does change the formatting back to how it was before. So we are going to have to remember to go back and change that. But when we preview it again for those 2 delegates, we're going to find Quinlan and Anthony again. There we go. And when we click OK, the 2 delegates are on separate lines and they each have their own unique link to access the survey. While everything does look good in accessplanit, I would of course recommend using the send options at the top of the preview page to send the email to yourself to make sure that it all looks okay in Outlook as well. But once you're happy with your consolidated email, the last thing to do is just to save and close it. So once we have our email template ready, we're going to move on to our workflow, which is the final step and by far the easiest. So all that's left to do is to update the workflow so that consolidated criteria is met. It will send consolidated emails. So to do this, we're going to follow the steps of finding the relevant workflow and editing it. We're then going to set the workflow action to consolidate. And then we're going to define when the emails will be consolidated. So select the new template and save this change, essentially. So I'm just going to talk through this. What we're going to do is, again, we're going to go to the admin menu, and we're going to scroll all the way down the page till we get to workflow templates. Next, we're going to search for the workflow we're going to consolidate and right-click and select actions from the context menu. Then we're going to edit the workflow action. And for those of you familiar with workflows, you'll recognize this page as where we set up the parameters for an automated email. This one's for a pre-course survey like the template, and it goes out to delegates 7 days before the course. Currently, it only sends to the delegate, so we're going to update the drop-down list to send to the booking user as well. Then we're going to tick send consolidated versions of this email when multiple delegates meet the criteria within a short space of time for the same recipient. And this will give us a bunch of additional options, including the timeline to consolidate with options of 1 minute, 2 minutes, and 5 minutes. Then we have the different grouping options. In this example, we're going to select course ID, though you do have options to include account ID, course template ID, or booking reference, just the entirety of that drop-in list. There's quite extensive options in there when grouping. Lastly, we're going to choose a consolidated email template, which in true Blue Peter fashion, there's the one we created earlier. We're going to select that template and we're going to save our workflow action. Once that's been selected and you're happy that your consolidated emails have been set up, the last thing to do is hit the save button.
Lovely. So thanks for joining us today. Hopefully you found that really useful. Just to go over what we've covered, we've gone over the introduction to consolidated emails. We show you some examples of consolidated emails and some of the things that you can do with this new feature. And then we also show you how to update your workflows to send consolidated emails. So on the next slide, hopefully you have found this useful and it's something that you want to go ahead with. We know it's been a sought after feature. So let us know if you're thinking of anything set up. We're also eager to see what you guys all come up with. We've obviously heard some things of what people want to do with this feature, but as people get more used to it, I'm sure there'll be things that come out that some are really good ideas. So please share them with us too. As I mentioned before, the functionality can now be enabled on your platform. If you would like that, please let us know. We can add that to your live platform or to your sandbox. So if you do have a sandbox, we can put it live just on there for the time being, so you can get used to it, get used to the functionality and how it works, and get building in there. But yeah, we can add it live. If not, it will be active on all platforms next week as standard. But we can get it earlier if you would like. So yeah, just to go through a few next steps. So the next steps really is let us know if you want it active. If not, it will be active on your platform next week. So we will then get that enabled for you. We've got a load of free resources to plan and start testing your emails templates. Please use them. There's so much documentation that walks you through step by step, gives you exact ways of formatting, exactly how to get those workflows set up and to get you planning and building those new email templates. And then we've got a part 2 to this session, which is going to be run on the 9th of July with both myself and Sean again. There is a QR code on the next slide for you to join up. And you can also access all our other webinars on there too. And then after that, it's update your workflows and start sending your consolidated versions of your emails. So there's a couple of weeks till the next webinar, which on the 9th of July, as I mentioned. The next one is just to drop in to bring any questions you've got that you come up with as you're testing with this. But yeah, please have a go, and if you want active to have a go, let us know. The Q&A is open and the chat is open. So if you've got any questions, please do pop them in there. Our email is customersuccess@accessplanit.com. So if you think of anything after this, or you want to get in touch with the CSM to have a bit more of a one-on-one demo, or go through how you may want to get that set up on your platform, please do drop us an email. Other than that, hopefully we'll see you on the 9th of July. If you've got any questions, but if not, enjoy the rest of your day. Sean and I will stick around for a few minutes if any questions do come in. But if not, hopefully we'll see you again soon. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Okay, guys.
Okay, so we've got a question from Becky. Will I be able to set up the consolidation that it groups the confirmation emails for multiple sessions based on status? For example, if I have multiple sessions for a client over multiple days, if I change them all to available by bulk, edit to group those together. So we've got multiple sessions for a client over multiple days. If I change them. Oh, that's a good question. Let me just have a look, 2 seconds. Leave that one with us, Becky, because I don't want to keep you waiting for an answer. But I'll double check it this afternoon for you, and I'll reach out to you and let you know. Yeah, there's a lot that Consolidate can do, so I'm hoping yes, it can. But yeah, we'll come back to you on that one. Thank you for your question. It's a really good one actually, and a really different way actually people are using Consolidate. Thank you again for coming. We'll see you soon.
Thanks, guys. Take care.